Battle of Stalingrad, August 23, 1942 to February 2, 1943. As the Germans moved closer to Stalingrad during the summer of 1942, the conflict reached the city's residents. Evacuations were delayed as the German forces advanced. The city was of great significance because it bore Stalin's name, making its defense critical for the morale of Soviet troops. The urgency for Soviet resistance against the German advance was evident. Workers labored tirelessly in weapon factories, and T-34 tanks were sent into battle hastily, often without paint and sometimes missing gun sights. Men not enlisted in the Red Army were organized into militias and dispatched to the front lines, frequently lacking proper training and suffering heavy losses. Women and children dug trenches and constructed defenses, and many also participated in combat as machine gunners, crew members, scouts, and snipers. On September 12th, the first German troops entered the city. They opted for a direct assault on the urban area and soon found themselves engaged in intense house-to-house fighting. The Soviets established frontline positions as close to the German lines as possible, as this was the safest area from German air and artillery attacks. In August, Stalin had dispatched his top general, Georgy Zhukov, to oversee the entire southern front, while Vasily Chuikov took control of the 62nd Army in Stalingrad. As Zhukov prepared for a counteroffensive, Chuikov sent his forces into battle. When asked about his mission, he replied, "We will defend the city or die trying." Reinforcements were transported under fire across the Volga River, with some troops successfully reaching the other side to hold on to parts of the city. Soviet casualties were extremely high, yet German losses were also increasing. To secure the defense of Stalingrad, Stalin had issued Order No. 227 on July 27, 1942, known as "Not One Step Backward." Armies were formed, with a second line of barrier troops positioned behind them as a final line of defense. Deserters among officers and soldiers could be sent to penal battalions, which were essentially a death sentence. Red Army troops constructed a network of trenches within the damaged buildings and utilized the sewer system to move past the enemy unseen. Both sides employed snipers, and the ruins of Stalingrad provided ideal cover conditions. The most renowned Soviet sniper, celebrated as a hero, was Vasily Zaitsev, who achieved 225 confirmed kills by the end of September. In mid-October, the Germans neared victory, but the defenders held on in parts of the northern factory district. The German advance on Stalingrad created additional challenges for Axis forces. Hitler had dismissed several generals that summer after disputes over his strategic approach, and began making many command decisions himself. Winter caused difficulties for both sides, leading to tank malfunctions and complicating weapon operation. However, the Red Army was better equipped with insulated jackets and hats for the frigid conditions. Stalingrad had stretched the German front, prompting the involvement of Italian and Romanian forces to reinforce the flanks of the 6th Army and 4th Panzer Army. The fighting in Stalingrad exhausted German forces and necessitated the withdrawal of units from flanks into the city. The poorly trained and demoralized Romanian and Italian troops became the initial targets during the planned Soviet counteroffensive. The Soviets launched an attack on Hungarian positions north of Stalingrad on November 19th, followed by an assault to the south the following day. In just a week, the two advancing Soviet army groups devastated the Romanian fronts and encircled Stalingrad. General Paulus requested permission to break out, which he could have executed, but Hitler denied the request. Instead, he promised to airlift supplies to the trapped German forces. General Erich von Manstein was appointed to lead an attempt to relieve the encircled soldiers, but had to retreat before Christmas. The air supply operation exhausted the Luftwaffe's fleet, resulting in the loss of hundreds of transport planes, while only a small amount of supplies reached the troops. Now lacking fuel, food, and ammunition, the German forces found themselves surrounded by superior numbers. The final German soldiers in the city surrendered on February 2, 1943. However, sporadic fighting continued around the city until March. The Battle of Stalingrad dealt a devastating blow to Nazi Germany, and the losses suffered by the Wehrmacht were irreplaceable. Explore our other videos for a deeper understanding of history. We truly appreciate your support for the Echoes of the Past YouTube channel. If you enjoy our videos, please visit our channel homepage to explore more content, and remember to subscribe and click the bell icon for updates on our latest uploads. Join us in commemorating the overlooked events of history.